I'd like to say un grand merci, vraiment un très très grand merci à tous mes amis à Tragnac, ma famille, les amis, tous les gens qui nous ont montré toute l'amitié. Vraiment, c'était sensationnel. Merci, merci, merci. Vous êtes vraiment fabuleux. So just thanking everyone in Tragnac, our friends, our family, anyone that's been kind to us, that's shown us hospitality and been so warm and generous. We have just felt so embraced while we've been here, and we can't thank them enough. So we'll be back, Tragnac, shortly in the future to visit you once again, and probably for a little while longer, because we can see now that it takes a while to get around and say hello to everyone and see things. We've visited a few lovely places, but there's so much to see and do here. So obviously in the description of the videos I have placed different places we've eaten at or stayed at, so if you're interested, of course, you can always look at those. And if you have any questions about anything, don't hesitate to put it in the comments as well, because I'm always happy to try and let you know anything I know. If I have the answer, I will try and answer it for you. But now we're just going to drive onto this beautiful sky. There's a few clouds around, but it's a stunning day. Lots of warm sunshine coming through the front window of the car, which is great because the air outside is actually still very chilly. But we're headed south, and lots more to show you very, very soon. Taking a little detour from our main route to come into the gorgeous little village of Carlux in Dordogne, which I had visited many, many years ago, and I said to David, oh, it's worth the 2-kilometer detour. We'll have to find where you park in the center, but I remember it being used for film sets because it was just so old and very, very authentic, if you like. It hadn't been touched too much by modern day, and there were not a lot of signs of modern day in the village, and therefore they could use it for film sets for old style French films, like D'Artagnan, the Three Musketeers, that kind of thing, because it was the right area and it looked so real and genuine to that time. So we're going to take a little walk in there. You'll start to see some really gorgeous buildings and homes here. The architecture's gorgeous. And there's some of the ruins up on top of the hill there. And we'll park in a moment once we get up into the centre. I haven't been here for a long time, so I don't remember where you go, but I'm sure we'll soon find out. I would imagine just straight up. Yep. Looks like it, yes. Getting up into the older part up here, yeah. Now, left or right? Oh, that is the question. Maybe to the left. Oh, there you go. Parking in 200 meters. Brilliant. And then we can just have a nice one. I'd say it's probably just over here where these cars are. There we go. There we go. I'll just park here and have a little wander about. Very, very sleepy here today. It's pretty, isn't it, David?
The light staying work.
Yes, it's very pretty. This was one of my favourite parts of France, around this Dordogne area here. And there's the chateau up the back there. 11th century, the chateau. So we're talking 1000s. So very, very, very old. And it's a really sweet little place, beautifully kept. Ruelle du Donjon. So that's the dungeon road. This little road here on the right. So if you were on the way to the dungeon, that was the way. Oh, that's gorgeous. We wander up to the church first. Let's have a look. The door's open so we can get inside. Excellent. I wonder if there's a plaque with the name. This is the lovely view as you look back, standing on the church steps. And Square du something March 19 Mars. Oh! Square du 19 Mars. That's my father's birthday, the 19th of March. I wonder what that was for, 1962. Interesting. That's rather modern as well, so it must have been put there. Does it say underneath, sweetheart? Oh, cessez les feux in Algeria. Oh, it was the ceasefire in Algeria when there was the Algerian War. Well, there you go. Interesting. Yeah. Beautiful church. Again, each place you go, the architecture is so different. So this is incredibly high ceilings that are timber with very, very tall local stone walls. And then they have the vaulted ceilings in the little side chapels. These are all old stone floors. Another lovely stained glass window there. And another one on that side. And the vault above the altar, but it's very simple, isn't it? Massive inside. Yeah. It's odd because it's so simple and so cavernous, like really massive. So it's the Église Sainte Catherine in Carlux. There we go. We were looking for the name and we couldn't find it. So there you have it. Lovely. A little snake. David said it was a lovely garden. Oh, it is a lovely garden. Beautifully kept. These gorgeous roses, they're out early. Beautiful spring roses. Some lovely big homes up the back there that I can see as well. And La Commune de Carlux à ses enfants morts pour la France. So it's a war memorial for the war, the Second World War.
First and second.
First and second? Yeah. That one's the second. Oh, sorry, 1914 to 1980. I missed that bit up there. So first and second. Oh, what a pretty house. This is the kind of thing I'd love to do on the outside of our cottage, darling. Amore? Having the things come from the wall so you can grow the vine out over them.
Yes.
That's what I was saying, like down at the olive grove.
Yeah.
That would look so pretty. Look at those beautiful big red roses. Gosh, they're wonderful. They're cabbage roses, like they're just gorgeous. I don't know if you can see those. They're wonderful. Wow. Just walked up into the first section, if you like, of the chateau ruins. And so that's where we were before in Sainte Catherine, the church. And This is just showing a view over the village itself and the surrounds. I'm sorry about the wind. We've just come inside. Oh, look at that, David. The design around that little tiny slit there.
Yeah.
So we're in the old castle walls. I mean, obviously it's just whatever remains. There's the remains of a stage here, so we were thinking they probably hold lovely concerts and things, I can just imagine, because we saw some lighting and things, so I'm sure they do. It'd be lovely in summer here. It's bitterly cold at the moment on top of the hill. It's very windy, as I said. I'm a bit worried about the sound, but yes, the wind chill factor again is quite low today. Oh, that was a chapel. La Chapelle Sancte Mariae de Carlux. The Sanctuary of Maria of Carlux. Just noticed this curious circle of stones. I wonder what that was meant for.
Altar.
What do you think?
You might have had some altar or something. And
It does have stone. There were stones on the floor as well. Who knows? Mysteries of the past. We're going to head back down because we are frozen. My hands have, within 5 minutes literally, I've gone from feeling quite comfortable to feeling like a block of ice. There was a gust of wind that was brutal, wasn't there? Absolutely brutal.
The gate.
But look at the pretty colours in the stone here. I love the stone in Dordogne, in Vayrac. Yes, the reds and yellows, and it's actually very Tuscan colours, isn't it, darling? Yeah, all those lovely sort of terracottas and golds and things. It's very similar to the colours we have in Tuscany, but within their natural stone here. Oh gosh, get me back in that sunshine and out of that wind. We're now following along the edge of the Dordogne river. And I've always loved this road, actually. I remember it well because you're right on the edge of the river and you have the cliffs going up the side, the road, and then down to the river edge. And sometimes you're on level with the river, other times you're up higher, and oftentimes all of a sudden you'll see a castle up on the hill. So we're getting to a point now where we're bound to see more of that. So I'm really looking forward to that and showing David, because there are just so many pretty buildings and castles along the way. Oh, look at the remains up on the hill. See what I mean? These were ancient, really ancient places, where right back to prehistoric man, in fact. So you start to get all of the old cave habitations in the sides of the cliffs. Lots and lots of caves. Oh, look at that. Yeah, there are caves and tunnels and remains of castles, and it's just so interesting. A lot of, a lot of beautiful walnut plantations as well around here. And this is Montfort, and look what we have straight ahead here. The first of our rather large castles, although that place on the hill is quite beautiful as well. I'm going to be looking in every direction. We're going to have to pull over somewhere here, David, because that's just too beautiful to drive on by, isn't it?
That is
anyone looking for a cute house for sale that looks straight out of a castle? Isn't that as cute as pie? And what a pretty little place. This is called Vayrac. And gosh, you would sit on your balcony there and look just straight at the most magnificent castle. How wonderful. Oh, look at this as well. All these lovely buildings. Oh, it's so pretty. This stunning home is just at the base of the walkway into the castle itself. So we're going to venture up and see what we find. This is just a pit stop that we weren't planning because I didn't realise that on the road that we were passing Montfort and that it was quite so gorgeous. I didn't remember this one. So as I said to David, it's kind of sacrilege, you know, a sacristy to not stop when you're confronted with something quite so beautiful. You really just do have to pull the car over and stop for 5 minutes at least, don't you? It would be it's too much of a shame not to. All these lovely little homes. Oh my gosh, they're just so sweet. Oh, great big new timber barn in the middle of everything there. It's a beauty. Real beauty. I think it's actually someone's home. Look at these gorgeous places down here. Lovely. Some of these places would actually be the ancient caves and they use them as stores. There's a sculpture there. Oh, look how beautiful this is. And look at this. I love, look at the rooftops. The different ways the tiles are going and the different shapes and colours. Can everyone see that? I'll just zoom in for you. And then there's this beautiful building here, this lovely entryway. Oh, I love this light. That's the kind of light I'd like at the front of my house. And then this gorgeous tower on the building. You do get a lot of these lovely tall square turrets around here. Oh, that looks so pretty down there. Now I don't know what direction to walk in, David.
Around the castle.
Well, we keep on the higher level for the moment.
End up back here.
And look how beautifully this is all kept. Wonderful gardens, beautiful trees. They really do look after these little villages so beautifully. It's such a pleasure to come to them. Oh, wow. We think we've just come a crop with an entryway for sure. It perhaps is not a place that you can visit. This might be a privately owned chateau, you know, because it looks like it's all... Oh, yes, there you go. Private property. So it's not one that you visit. Oh, look at that. Oh, David, look at the old sundial. Way up on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Telling the right time.
And they, of course, are right over the Dordogne, so they would just look up and down the entire river system. Oh, that's beautiful. Some very fortunate person has that chateau as their private home. Well, as you know, as all of you know, there are plenty of bloggers out there that have come to France and bought, or other parts of Europe and bought castles and restored them and live in them. So it's not that unusual these days, in fact, to find that. But this one is pretty darn impressive, I'd say.
Yes. Sure they do tours.
I'm sure I cannot afford to keep the heating bills up in that place, though.
Yeah.
Or the cleaning. There's a gorgeous little sculpture there, which there was a sculptor's atelier just back, so it could be the same person, over this wonderful fountain. Look at the carved stone with the runoff down into the drain there. Just fabulous. That says La Petite Bourgogne. How sweet. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at this house. And look at the glycine. Oh my gosh, I just love wisteria. Oh, you can't not but go into something like that, can you? And then this one opposite. Oh, everything's so pretty. So pretty. How could you not be drawn into something like this to have a look? Isn't it gorgeous? Let's have a look and see what's inside. Unfortunately, the only thing the brocante had that I liked, that I would have gone for, will not fit in my suitcase to get on the plane ride back to Italy. So we have to find a really, really tiny souvenir. Maybe we'll find one in SARLAT or Larroque-Gageac or wherever we end up going in the next couple of days. I do want to absolutely take something back with me because I like to take some little, yes, a souvenir, little remembrance of where we've been together. We've just arrived in the car park at Larroque-Gageac. So we're going to go for a lovely long walk, but I just wanted to show you. Now, I'm not sure if you can see, but way up, I'm going to try and point. You'll see that there are what looks like windows and doors way up on the high cliffs, all the way along. These are really ancient dwellings where people used to live inside caves. Man-made caves, if you like, and also probably natural caves that they used as well. But they actually built their dwellings into the side of the cliff faces. And a lot of the beautiful homes you see, they may have a facade outside, which looks quite French, if you like. But then sometimes their rooms will go way back into the hillside as well. So it's incredible architecture, really, really interesting places, and I can't wait to get up close and show you a little more. So here we are. It's just stunning. It's a beautiful chateau up the end there, but you're going to see even more impressive ones than that. But as you can see, it's just beautiful buildings. I'm going to zoom in a little. Wonderful, wonderful buildings in this gorgeous golden colour stone, which is typical of the Dordogne area, or the Aquitaine. And as David was pointing out, gorgeous church there sitting on the side of the hill. It's wonderful. So we're just going to walk along this lower part and just check out all these pretty buildings and shops and things, and then we'll take one of the roads up into the higher section and do a higher level coming back along the way. It's really beautiful to be up there, and you look down back across the river, of course, which is just glorious. Of course, you have all your usual touristy things because it is a really touristy town. There are a lot more people here than we've seen anywhere else today. There you go, David, all the walnuts. I told you we're in walnut country. So they sell walnuts by the kilo and crackers to crack them open with because they're very hard to open. And of course, you'll get a lot of things that have geese on them. You'll see geese everywhere because we're in goose country, and it's very famous, of course, for its foie gras made with geese. There's lots of places that make leather goods here as well. And what a cute little terrace, La Terrasse de Larroque. That's a sweet looking little restaurant terrace, isn't it? Beautiful view. So this is one of the walkways, very steep walkways that you take up to the next levels, which we'll do shortly. But first of all, we'll just wander along here, as I said, and check out what's to offer down here. I'm just loving all the gardens. It's so beautifully kept, isn't it, David?
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's fantastic, yeah.
It's just beautiful with the colour and everything. It's just wonderful.
Isn't it? Yeah. That's one thing I've always loved about this area. Oh, sorry about the noisy vehicles. We were saying, I said to David, I thought he would love it. It's very golden here, so it just makes you happy. I think the buildings have the most beautiful colour to them. I wanted to bring you all up closer, although now I can't see all the turrets of the castle that's at the end here. But it's in a really beautiful spot. Let's see where we can go. It does say you're allowed to walk through here actually, so we'll just go up to where the sunshine is. I might be able to show you a little bit better. And look at all the little houses built on the edge of the cliff there as well. Oh, we're so far below it that it's actually hard to capture. I need to be across the road. Small wonderful cave entries that you can see up on the side of the hill there. And now I'm right below some of these gorgeous turrets. Again, another propriété privée. So yet again another private castle. Lots of them in France. And that's the township. We're just on the edge. Obviously we've just walked past it. So now we'll walk back in and walk along the higher level of the terraces. It's going to be glorious. Right, we're walking up the last little bit of...
Even a little vinegar.
David's just reading the IG signs on the on the old buildings. How strange. Seems weird. Oh, I'm puffing and panting because it's quite a sharp, steady climb. And then it will start to peter out, thank goodness. And then I'll sound more normal again. Everywhere you look, and I know it might not be easy for you on a film, but there are cutouts and signs of life and buildings. And look at that, in that big overhang cave, there are actually stone walls, the remains of stone walls. So there were buildings and people residing, or other forms of buildings that were used, all the way up those really, really steep cliffs. It's really extraordinary when you think about it. And oh, there's another one. I can see it around, I don't know if I'm pointing the right spot, around stone wall, way up high. Look how pretty this is. David's just spotted a ladder. And we thought, aha, that's how they used to be so safe. They lived way up a cliffside and they would have ladders that they would take away so no one could get to them. Awfully clever. Scarf stones. Beautiful. Gracious me, I might not be doing that today with my back, but there's actually an amazing suspended walkway that takes you up the cliff so people can visit those homes I was just pointing out to you. There's a flag up there if you can see that. Gracious me. That's not for the faint of heart, is it? Another magnificent building, though this one does look uninhabited because it has no windows. Oh, there we go. Entrée du fort. And here you go, they have the information here. He's cute, isn't he? Pointing up the hill. And it's just telling you about the fort of the Larroque-Gageac, the last refuge. And it's a private historical site under the safety and restoration since 2010. And it has its tariffs there that I'll zoom in on so you know how much it costs if you want to walk up. There we go, and open every day from 10 till 7 p.m. So there you have it. If you decide to come here, you've got all the information in advance. And that's what it actually looked like in the Middle Ages. Gracious me, that's why we saw those walls up there. Let's see. Café de la Tour. That's looking like it's closed. Yes, it is. Let's see what we find down here. We're now headed down on the other side. It's a bit of an up and down tour through the village. Oh my goodness, look at this doorway. Gracious me. How stunning is that? Gosh, I feel like I've walked into a tropical rainforest all of a sudden. There's palm trees, just like we get back in Australia. And it's a beautiful tavern, La Taverne de Castellou. And it has a beautiful indoor area which you can see all lit up with the stones, beautiful stone walls. And it has this gorgeous area outside. Oh, it's really pretty, isn't it? And then it seems to continue on along all the way through here. Isn't this beautiful? Gosh, it's an arboretum. Oh, wow. Oh, what a gorgeous garden. Look at this. There's my punkawalla, the best one on the planet. Just did up my shoelace for me so I didn't have to put down all my stuff. What an angel. He's just my angel. Really very well built staircases here, aren't they? Lovely long stairs, making it nice and low and easy to walk up or down. That was that lovely terrace I saw from upstairs, and it's got all the fairy lights on it. That must be so pretty in the evening. Now we're going back down to, I think, the middle level. At least we're hoping we're going on to the middle level. It gets a bit confusing, to be honest with you. Oh, this is gorgeous. As we drive along, that's a lovely view there up to the chateau that I was trying to show you before. Privately owned as chateau, as I mentioned, and then all those incredible houses still going along. Oops, cars coming along the front of the...
Turn right onto Rue Pablo Picasso, then turn left.